Well, what a month I've had. It's fair to say that December was the worst month so far, due to the fact that towards the end of my third and last dose of fluorosilin, I caught a virus. It was a bad one, and that meant that I could not start the fourth dose of my treatment, which was going to be the Taxotere course. If you remember rightly, I was on FEC, meaning fluorosil. I'm not saying these words right, I know, but bear with me. And the T being the Taxotere. So I've done 3 courses, which is the fluorosil, and I was about to start my 4th course on Taxotere when I caught this virus. And like I say, it was a bad one. The virus was so bad that they suspended my Taxotere and put me in hospital for 2 weeks. They put me on a course of antibiotics and lots of other drugs. The antibiotics had to be drip fed through a cannula 4 times a day. God, what a nightmare that was. The bacteria team at the hospital decided that my infection was caused by my Hickman line, which I had in my chest, so they couldn't use that. I had to have an operation to have the Hickman line removed, which I had some problems with. I'll tell you about that another time. That's a story in itself. Now, if you remember, I've got some unusual veins. I'm not normal. You can imagine how many times they had to place a needle in me to find a vein, a good vein, to put the cannula. It was horrible. For 7 days I was in hospital. I had chest pains and sleepless nights. And of course, it led to insomnia. Couldn't sleep. It was like a mental asylum in Ward 7. People screaming in the early hours of the morning. It's not a place for rest and recuperation. The whole experience made me worse. I hate hospitals. I'd resigned myself to spending Christmas in the ward, but someone must have ordered a clear out. I don't think somebody wanted to spend Christmas there themselves. All of a sudden, everybody was being discharged. And the doctor said that I could, on Christmas Eve, the doctor said that I could come home. So, of course, I didn't argue. But the condition was I had to return to hospital every day to have my antibacterial drip fed to me. But at least it meant that I could spend Christmas with my family and friends. So I agreed. I agreed to go back to the hospital every day to have my antibacterial. It was nice spending Christmas with my family, even though I had no strength. It was a task to make my way to the hospital every day to have a cannula fitted and my antibacterial drugs dripped into me. Because of the holidays, as you can imagine, it was busy. And it had to be done in the emergency wards. And sometimes I had to suffer the embarrassment of being wheeled back out of the treatment room and placed in the waiting area with my intravenous pole and bag attached. I had to sit there for 45 minutes sometimes, people looking at me, standing there holding this pole with my drip on it in the waiting room. Sometimes there was 20, 30 people in there. Anyway, I finally made it to my first taxarine and my fourth session of chemotherapy. It was the third week. I could take my antibiotics in pill form, so I didn't need to go back to the hospital. I could just pop some pills. But with the chemo, the 3 antibacterial pills 4 times a day, 2 forms of sickness pills, cocodamol, laxatives, and injections in my stomach for stem cell regrowth. You can imagine, I'm rattling. Oh my God, I'm fed up with taking pills now. I'll let you know how I react to the Taxotere. But what a nightmare December was.